Hey everyone, it's Kevin again. My computer's being a little weird, and plus I gotta switch over to my headphones. I'm sorry, I'm not quite so prepared. And I did not give everybody notice, so if there's anyone paying attention at all, I'm lucky. Let's see if I can get this thing to work here. Um, you can hear a big noise. Okay, I think that I think that I'm on my headphones now. Um, it's saying my frame rate is too low, and I don't know why that would be. Um, and it's telling me to set my frame rate, and I don't know how to do that. So what I'm gonna do is try to streamline things. I'm sorry, you guys. Uh, this makes me look organized normally. So there we go. I don't know. I hope that helps. Wasn't planning on doing this, but you know what? I get to the point where um, I want to talk, and like it's too late because I don't get much sleep. I don't know what they do to you guys, but my sleep schedule is absolutely horrific. Overall, I probably get about 4 hours total on a good night, and that's split up over. So I'm up at any given time, um, lonely a lot of the time, doing various things up to no good somehow, which is not exactly true, but still I like to say that. And then I wonder what all you guys are doing. Uh, but yeah, and then I think, well, maybe I could go live at frickin' 3:30 a.m. and then decide against it. I want to say this. I was going to have a guest tonight. First of all, Laverne is. I was unable to get a hold of her. She is out of the hospital, for the record. She's doing better, but she's probably taking a nap or something. So I was unable to get a hold of her. I was going to have a guest tonight. He was unable to make it, and I'll go into some of the reasons why a little bit later. But I managed to procure one last second. So I want you guys all to please give a warm welcome to my houseplant Aloysius. He is a pothos, very easy to take care of. That's why I get him. It's one of the few that like me. Uh, been around for a while. He's a vivacious guy. He knows when to keep his mouth shut. That's one of the reasons I'm having him on here. So, um, he bites his tongue, but I suspect if and when he's ready to say something, it's going to be important. So, thank you for joining me, Aloysius. Um, am I frustrated that I can't get a guest? Yeah. Are you picking up on that? Yeah. No, I mean, it's not that I can't. It's just that one fell through, and I can't get a hold of Laverne. That's the only thing. Now, I'm all right doing this by myself. The thing is that there's no back and forth discussion, which I really like. That's why Johnny had Ed on. I'll play Ed's role. I don't care. I just want the discussion to happen. So that's why. Thank you, Aloysius. We're gonna see if we can get a conversation going. So, but there are some things to talk about too. Um, I usually start off with some thanks, and this time's no different. I want to say hello and thank you to Karen Stewart, Tina Turner. Yes, that Tina Turner, our Tina Turner. Bobby Fischer, the chess grandmaster, and actor Randy Quaid. So after that, I've been looking at trying to come up with some sort of a way to organize the target individuals. I had one person tell me that he tried it himself and he found it to be absolutely impossible. And I'm listening to what he had to say about it. I don't want to. There's a saying: the wise man learns from the mistakes of other people, the fool from his own. A lot of times I play the fool in that equation, but in this case, I want to try to be the wise man and learn from what this gentleman is saying. I did hear what he had to say, and so while it didn't put me off of it completely, it has changed probably my approach, the way that I would look at it, and so that stuff is still in the works. I know that I've spoken about this before in the last video, I think it was, videos about how unreachable some of these people are, and that's unfortunately I'm going to have to talk about that again here tonight, or I am going to. But yeah, they're making me go blank, you guys. I'm sure you know what that's like. But and I like this to be here. I want people to see what it's like. I want them to see the honesty of it, and that's actually on topic for tonight's video. So I'm very grateful that it's happening. Thank you, you sub-geniuses, you, for giving me the evidence that I need. So let's get right into it. The organization, though, we're going to see how it goes. All I'm saying is that the way that I see it is going is something that's certainly not mandatory, but that, like, if people feel like they have a group, let's say a Facebook group, or a group that centers around a specific YouTube channel, and they want to be part of it, they certainly can. So it can be a voluntary type thing that does some public outreach, perhaps, and tries to just let us organize on this side of things. We don't, the way that I see things now, and I guess that these topics are sort of intermixed, we have to just have faith that the plan is going, that things are going according to plan. I know that's something that has been, trust the plan, right? Trust the plan. Well, that's what we're being asked as TIs. And I don't know that it's necessarily that I distrust the plan so much as that I have a plan of my own. And I have motivation and abilities myself. My intention is not to be a wallflower and to sit on a log while someone else sit on a log while somebody else does the work for me. I have still two hands. While they're arthritic, they're still capable to some degree. And I would like to put them to work. And so if anybody else can see themselves doing that, let me know. And we can do it. I don't have any intentions on leading. I'm not trying to do that. That's not what's happening here. It's strictly for the benefit of the target individuals. Instead of, I want us to feel empowered. I want us to feel like we're working towards something rather than just being victims. Us networking, having things to do with each other, could be a good thing. If we find that individuals can't be worked with, then we'll have to put them aside at least for a while. But I think that can happen to any one of us at any time. It's not going to be your average situation, I expect. There'll need to be patience and forgiveness and that sort of thing. And I've had to practice that myself recently. I was in a conversation with another target individual, and things ended up getting heated. And I don't even get heated. That's not who I am. I don't normally get that way. Although I'll say that they've gotten me off center more recently than a year ago. I'll say, and I've noticed that. So I'm trying to get back, to my inner peace, But so there was a lot of things that were said. There were accusations that were made against me that things that were said that I said that I didn't say. So I mean, we can get awfully mixed up. I don't hold any hard feelings against this person. I have no intentions on revealing any names. It's not going to be beneficial. This person's a great person. He's very beneficial, very helpful to the community, and I'm very grateful for it. But it did show me that perhaps relations are going to be difficult at the very least, if not impossible, like he says. I think sticking to the facts, that can be difficult with what they do, but I think that it's important that, like, I'll give you an example. If I call you, if I say that you said something about me, and you didn't say that, right? And you say, hey, I didn't say that about you, then it's my responsibility to own up to that and to apologize for that. Because if we don't do that, then we can't move forward. What happens is you will build a resentment. It's a natural human instinct. These things add up. And so for us to be able to move forward, we have to keep our side of the tracks clean. And this is all I'm recommending. You guys can do whatever you want. This is what I try to practice myself, and it's worked out for me. And I got this from other people that are much smarter than I am. So this isn't Kev's creation. This is a way of life that was shown to me by wiser men than me and women. So that's this is how I approach things. I guarantee you, people, somebody's going to see this and take it the wrong way and get angry over it. And I know this because of it seems that I can put out the most innocent seeming words, and that's going to happen. Um, and so as a result, I can either let fear take a hold of me and never say anything, or I can go out and try to present myself the best way I can and just deal with these things as they come. And I'm picking what's behind door number two. Um, and now we're at a point. You know what I've spoken about before about um, how there are some that believe that they need to keep a clean reputation to be able to represent targeted individuals. That would obviously include targeted justice. They can't have anything to do with us. They Optics are important. If they're going to get anywhere, they need to be seen as being completely sane, 100% free of this thing that they claim exists, right? But have no intention of letting you see any sign of. But it does get frustrating. I've given up on trying to get a hold of them. I don't know what I would say to them at this point anyway, because it seems to me that they're so far removed from what we are that I don't even know that we speak the same language. I suppose that if I get my Armani shirts pressed in the same place, we might run into each other. I might be able to get a hold of them if I sue them, but I don't intend for these things to happen, so I don't see any communication ever occurring. Um, their idea is that they have to appear rational to get help from irrational institutions. They want to approach um, the public and the government and etc. Looking pristine white. And these people, first of all, if you're approaching the government, these are the people that are doing it. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to help you. But at some point, and I don't know how else to put this, but at some point, I do wonder when the idea of retaining one's career becomes more important than reaching an audience. When and again, if you retain your career, you're going to be able to reach more people. So it's kind of a mixed up situation. I'm not pointing any fingers, and I'm not saying anything about anyone in particular. These are just general ideas. But essentially, what they're trying to say is that they're legitimate because they're not like us. They're they what their message carries weight because it has nothing to do at all with what we go through and doesn't sound like us and is 100% completely not representative of our lifestyle. The truth will make them crazy, make them look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But what if the truth is crazy? I mean, let's say that if I was to produce like the idea of insanity for for the first time, I mean, what am I going to be training these patients and saying, "Hey, man, sit up, stop drooling. What are you doing over here?" You know what I mean? What are you crazy? We're about to go on TV. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, there needs to be some sort of a recognition. There has to be some sort of a bridge, in my opinion, between the two. Otherwise, there's going to be issues. Now, I have a friend who's on that other side of things. He was going to be a guest tonight. He was unable to make it because of this. He finds it important to make himself stay professional looking in the face of others. I can see what he's saying. I'm not saying he's wrong. Clearly, I've chosen a different direction. My bottom line is, people are those that judge don't matter, and those that matter don't judge. If you're going to judge me from optics, then you weren't good enough for me to begin with. Okay, and if you want to have a discussion, I can back up what I have to say all day long. All right, reason is on my side. So I don't know what to say. I want to make sure that my camera's working here. I'm sorry, you guys. It is. So, and I invite discussion. I invite debate on the topic. personally. Um, I would love to debate on basically on any of these subjects. I don't want to argue. Don't get me wrong, but debate on for the side of the target individuals, I absolutely will do that. So, and I've got a little bit of experience in debate. Not too shabby at it. So, um, it's just there are some in a sense it's they see the reality of the tech to be discrediting to them, and that's some from the seat that I'm in. That's some pretty crazy mental gymnastics. Although I do see where they're coming from. They want to keep this beautiful, shiny look to the public, but it's about a dirty thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't have the answers, but I can tell you this: it's frustrating because it becomes an us versus them scenario. Um, you know, I don't know what else to say about it. It just, I think the bottom line is that I'm grateful that they're doing what they're doing, but they don't have it's they don't really have much to do with me as a result. I mean, maybe way downstream or something. Somebody needs to do what they're doing. God knows. But I just, what I'm getting at is that I can see a need for something more immediate. And I think that we find that oftentimes in groups, Facebook groups, YouTube creators, and that sort of thing. And that's great. That sense of community. I'm all for that. I'm going to fail at times, you guys, and I apologize for that now. I apologize to anybody. I did, like I say, I got into a heated discussion, and that's just not who I am. It's not. I mean, I just to even say that I did that, it sounds weird to me because I'm a pretty mellow dude, and but I did, dude. I'm gonna have a Tic Tac. I'm sorry, it's the 1.5 calorie breath mint, But I got 3, so what is that? That's like what, 4.5 calories? Is that it? But so yeah, I just whatever. That's where I'm at today. I might read an article next time, but that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not mad. I'm not upset, and I still love all these guys. I still love these guys. That YouTube creator, still got love and respect for him, and this other guy that I've known for quite some time at this point. Both these guys do great things for us. We just all have different visions, I think, and at the end of the bottom line is that they're whispering into our brains. They're making us think these different things. The guy that claimed that I had called him these things that I didn't call him. I just simply said I didn't do that. Now I haven't heard anything back from him, and I will try to keep that in mind. I'm not used to allowing that, for the record. I don't allow it. Jesus Christ himself came down and said that I would call him out on it. Of course, we know he wouldn't do that. But you get what I'm saying. There's no authority. I suppose it's because if it's the authority of Jesus Christ that I feel this way. You get what I'm saying? So if anybody else came to me and was dishonest to me, I would not allow that. Or I would just say, whatever, I would just walk away. It's not like I have power over people. I just, but I would definitely set the record straight, and then, if it continues, just see my way out of the situation, exit stage left. So, that's what's going on today, you guys. I miss Laverne. It seems like the community isn't quite as lively as it has been. There hasn't been as many of the video chats, I don't think. You guys are probably off doing something, and I've got my head off in the clouds. I did write an article. I made a couple of images, and I've been in discussions quite a bit with Chat GPT, and then doing research for various projects and articles. Some of them are not related to TI stuff. You guys know I do some of that stuff as well. So, but anything that I did will probably be up on my WordPress page. One day I'll get modern, move over to Substack like everyone else. But until then, I kind of like WordPress, So, let me see. Is there anything else? Do you have anything, Aloysius? No. So, no? Okay. Um, but so I want to thank Aloysius for gracing us with his presence here. Look how lively he is. Dude, that guy is alive. Hmm. Yeah, I can't kill these as easily. So they stick around. But so there it is. I'll probably try to get another one here in a couple of days, and hopefully I can get Laverne back and something a little more structured. But these are a couple things. Please don't take anything I said the wrong way here. I don't mean anything in a mean way, but I think some of these things they need to be talked about, and we need to be able to have thin skin thick enough to be able to deal with these discussions. So God bless everybody. Take care. God bless the TIs.